Hello again. Thank you for joining me here in North Devon, in my home in beautiful England. We've come inside today because the rain on the log cabin is so noisy, and hailstones, and the microphones are picking up so much noise. So we're inside today. This is for your psychic reading for Saturday, the 27th of April 2019, looking 7 days ahead. If you've been here before, you'll know this is a pack of cards divided into four. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'd like you to choose a number that you feel good with. Maybe number 1 or number 2 is lucky for you. Maybe it's a number you feel nice with. If you want to pause the video while you choose a number, that's fine. A special welcome to you if you're alone or you're lonely today. Welcome to all of you, and welcome to everybody, especially my regulars, of course. Thank you for subscribing. Please do so again and comment below and click the like button and all that business. And if you click the icon of the bell, you'll get notifications every time I load up a new video, which is once a week at least. This is number 1. If you chose number 1, we'll take a look at those. And we're looking at Saturday, the 27th of April, for 7 days. Right, first of all, this is a general reading. Of course, this stuff won't apply to everyone. You'll know if it matches what you feel yourself. But the message here is, for the negatives, look after yourself. If you're needing to take tablets or medicines, do so. Don't put it off. If you have to have medical checks, do so. Make sure you're sleeping well. If you're on a diet, don't overdo it. Make sure you're eating okay. The general feeling here is that you're not looking after yourself, some of you. Not all of you, but some of you. And you need to take special care, especially this week coming up. Watch out for minor accidents, trapping your fingers in the door. If you're working with garden equipment, don't hit your fingers with a hammer, that kind of thing. Look after yourself, because the message is quite clear. You need rest, some of you, and some of you need a well-earned break. Another negative in this reading appears to be someone coming your way who is reckless, irritating, a bit like an itch that you can't scratch, I always say. It's someone who travels extensively, is heading in your direction. You may know this person, you may even be married to this person. Someone that can really get on your nerves without even knowing that they're doing it. So if you can avoid that person, do so. Don't hurt their feelings, but they may be a bit of a nuisance and trying to rush into your life when they're not really invited. You're receiving advice from an older person this week. It looks like someone who could be, on the card short, who could be a person you know, could be an old uncle or auntie that's giving you advice. It's someone who is respected, who will tell you like it is, a bit like I do with readings. If you don't want to hear it, it's bad luck, but they're going to tell you anyway. Psychic readings of this kind are general, of course. As I said, they don't apply to everybody. If you want a proper psychic reading with me, please go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website, and I'll read for you from anywhere on the planet on the telephone. It's a good week for lovers coming together. I'll tell you about that in a moment. There are signs of stress in this reading, which probably coincides with the need for you to look after yourself. You may be worried about bills or money, and things are giving you stress. It may be the person I mentioned earlier who travels, who is irritating. They may be giving you stress. Get the stress levels down, always a good idea. Go and have your nails done if you're a girl, have your hair done, have a massage, get under the sun lamp, something like that. Or get on the beach if you can, although I doubt it with this weather we're having in England anyway. Keep the stress levels down. Make sure, if you can, that you're sleeping okay. A lot of you are laying alone at night with your worries for company, and it's keeping you from getting proper sleep. You may feel like you're sleeping, but you're still waking up in the morning feeling tired, and that's caused by stress, anxiety, unnecessary anxiety, I should say. There's nothing in this reading that's disastrous. But they're mainly the negatives. The man I mentioned, or lady that's going to give you advice, that's not a negative. But the negatives here are stress. Watch out when using equipment. Look after yourself. Don't get climbing ladders if you don't need to without somebody looking after the ladder and keeping it steady. That kind of thing. Take care. As I mentioned, it's a good week for lovers, but there are some decisions to be made. You may be deciding whether to go away in the summer. You may be deciding whether to send the children to boarding school. Decisions seem to be the theme for you lovers this week. For partnerships, you may be deciding on whether you should stick it or give up. Don't rush into things if you're thinking about making important love life decisions. Think them over carefully. In fact, I would wait. Don't do it next week. Give it some more time. Maybe look at my future readings. Any important decisions over your love life should be really put off for the moment, because you may make a decision that you'll regret. There are also signs that lovers from the past are contacting you, or you are contacting them, maybe on Facebook or Twitter or something. Social media. If you're contacting ex-lovers or you're contacted by ex-lovers, the message is usually the same: don't go backwards. You can be friends, but don't go back to old lovers. If you've had readings off me in the past or spell work from me, you'll know that that is nearly always the case. Going backwards romantically is not very often a good idea. Sometimes it is, there are exceptions. But normally speaking, the spirit world will advise you against going back into a love affair that didn't work the first time. But decisions will have to be made about your love life. You may find that you're forced into making decisions, the pair of you. One or two of you may be getting dropped or dumped, as they call it, by your lovers. This is going to hurt if it happens. It may have happened to some of you as well. If that's the case, and I always say it's easy for me to say, but if you've been dumped or let go, then move forwards. Don't try going back to these people, because a lot of you, I think they've done it to you more than once. As I said, not all of you. So it's a generally fair week for you, number one, and there are some lucky numbers. You got a pen? I hope so. Your lucky numbers, number one, for lotteries, casinos. If you go to Las Vegas, you may, not sure about numbers in Las Vegas, I'm sure you need them. Lucky numbers for you, number one, are, in fact, number one. That's one of them. The first lucky number is number one, and the second one is number 3. Your lucky numbers for the 27th for 7 days, 1, 3, 13, strangely enough, is one of your lucky numbers, and 26. 36 and 42. That's for you, number one. Lucky numbers for the next week. Use them if you want. Don't gamble unnecessarily or excessively. But 1, 3, 13, 26, 36, 42. Maybe you're looking for a house and one of those numbers pops up on the door, on the gate. But they're your lucky numbers. Make decisions about your love life if you can. Next week, keep your levels of stress to a minimum. Make sure you're eating properly. If you're taking medicines, make sure you take them as and when prescribed. Watch out for irritating people who may really get on your nerves, and do things in moderation. Drinking, smoking, eating, moderation. It's okay to drink, I think it is anyway, and smoke if you have to. I certainly wouldn't do that, but if you're doing it, do it in moderation, because there are messages that you need to. Remember your lucky numbers, they are important. And thank you for looking at this, listening to this, number one. Please subscribe to my channel. Please make comments below. I'll answer all of them. And if you want a proper psychic reading or a tarot reading, a proper one, a full, intense, private psychic reading, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com. And I'll be waiting there for you. Now then, we will move on to number 2. And if you jump the video straight to number 2, welcome to you, as I always say, especially if you're lonely or you're alone. And we'll take a look at number 2. And as I said, most times, if you chose number 2, this is for you. So I'm going to shuffle these again, although they're being shuffled. And this is your reading for the 27th of April, for 7 days, which is on Saturday. Right. I'll tell you the negatives first. Defensiveness is part of your nature, which tells me that you've been let down by people. Probably the neighbours, your family, your friends, maybe your own children or parents have let you down. And you're getting fed up with it. The chances are you've been let down by lovers in the past. So you have in place a defence mechanism, like as Freud would call it. You built a wall around yourself to keep people out. A lot of it's fake, because they still get in and hurt you anyway. But you're trying to be defensive. It appears you're ignoring things that need dealing with. Quite common in these day and age. If things land on the doormat, deal with them. Don't stick them behind the clock on the mantelpiece. For the next 7 days, do things as and when required, because if you don't, they will really irritate you and probably cause you to worry and stay awake. There are things happening around you that you are also turning a blind eye to, things you know what they are, some of you. If it's the children you're worried about, try and deal with it. If it's your lover that you're worried about, sort it out, because it won't go away on its own. In other words, don't turn a blind eye to things during the next 7 days, starting Saturday, the 27th of April, up with 2019, in case you're watching this years from now. There are messages that you feel, some of you, an emptiness, that there's something missing. You feel that part of your life has something missing in it. It's just a feeling. You may look in the mirror in the morning and think, is that it? Is that it? You ask yourself the question, is this all there is? Well, it's not all there is, and it's just a feeling. Usually when things are missing in these psychic readings, it's love that's missing, or you feel that you're giving out more love than you're receiving, or that you're getting in, and which is often the case with romance. One will give more than the other, and one will take more than the other. Please don't meet up with lovers on the internet, as I mentioned for reading number 1. If you meet people from the past, they may be irritating and they may cause trouble. Ex-lovers may have it in for you, and they may try and stir things up. And that around your working life and your earthly life, there is an element of backstabbing going on this week. Number 2, people may be unfriendly behind your back. Maybe your best friend, so be careful. Don't be paranoid and start not trusting anyone. Be careful who you tell your private business to, your private affairs. If you're having trouble in your love life, keep it to yourself for the moment. However, having trouble with your love life is unlikely for most of you, because some of you this week are actually getting closer to your lover, or you're getting closer to somebody who you've liked for a while, maybe from a distance. In fact, there may be a joining together. Some of you may be receiving proposals this week. Some of you may be proposing marriage, or proposing joining up with someone, moving in together. It's a great week for gay lovers. If you're into same-sex relationships, a great week for you. Take advantage of this week, because it's good for lovers all around, especially the romantic ones amongst you, the ones that want proper love and romance, not just casual relationships. There are signs that you have an imbalance with your yin and yang. This is all credited to the Chinese. Yin and yang, they say, are the energies that flow through all of us. If these energies are out of balance, you can feel stressed, and it's caused by stress. The vicious cycle once again. Look out for that. If you're stressed, then sort it out. Go to your hobbies, go to somewhere you can relax, watch television, read books, whatever it is that makes you feel calm. Not things that wind you up. So really, your defensive nature may be unnecessary as far as romance goes. However, there are signs of backstabbing around, so you may be needing to be defensive in that area. Don't trust everybody. Don't tell people all your secrets. There are some lucky numbers for you, number 2. Your lucky numbers for the next 7 days are 2, 17, 17 is a special one, by the way, 19, 44, 47 and 49. If you're doing the pools, football pools or lotteries or that sort of thing, these numbers are good. They're not guaranteed to be perfect, but they're good, lucky numbers all round. Don't gamble unnecessarily, heavily, as I say, always. Watch out for backstabbers. Look out for a joining together with your lover, or a joining together with someone who you've liked for a while, or somebody who may have been quite fancying you for a while. There are signs of joining together. This is signified by this card, the Two of Cups, which in layman's cards is the Two of Hearts. The signs are good for your work. Nothing dramatically exciting, but generally speaking, your work situation looks good. There may be improvement with your finances, slightly. Use the lucky numbers, it could be a lot. And remember to keep your yin and yang in balance. Do things in moderation, look after yourself, and I'll say again, don't ignore things that really need your attention this week. So if you are alone, number 2, or lonely, that was especially for you and all of my regular clients, of course, my regular watchers and subscribers. Please click share or share it with your friends on social media or wherever. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I put more videos on here, which is once a week at least, and more than that if it's monthly videos. And thank you for watching, number 2. Let's move on then to number 3. If you chose number 3, you may have run onto this, and if you have run onto it, then welcome, especially if you're alone or lonely, which a lot of people are. Special welcome to you, but welcome to all of the people who watch my videos every week. And please subscribe to my channel. Please click like and share and tell your friends about these free readings. And if you want a proper psychic reading with me, please go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and I'll be there. And you can book a free read, you can book a proper psychic reading with me from anywhere in the world, on the telephone. This is for you, number 3, for Saturday the 27th of April 2019, looking forward through 7 days. First of all, I'll tell you the negatives, because there are signs of confusion around your work, irritation at work, irritation with orders, processing. If you're in business, there may be problems with your staff. If you have staff, there may be arguments, people disagreeing with you. If you're in board meetings or that sort of thing, it's not going to go all to plan, but you'll deal with it. Expect the unexpected at work, because it will get better. That's almost a certainty. But deal with the irritations as and when they arrive when it comes to your work. It's important. You'll also find, number 3, that you're thinking about giving up something or giving up a project. You may be thinking about giving up a romance. You may be thinking about giving up smoking. As I always say, it doesn't mean you will do it, but you're thinking about it because you believe that it will take some pressure off you. If you're thinking about giving up this thing, think a bit longer. Don't do it next week, because I don't want you to make rash decisions that you may regret. Thinking about giving up something or thinking about walking away from something doesn't always mean that you should. It means that you need to give it consideration. Things may look clearer to you the week after next, and hopefully you'll come and listen to the next week's reading next week. There are signs that some of you are in triangles of a romantic nature. This can mean that you're seeing 2 people at once, or you're being 2-timed by your lover. It can also mean that friends are not being loyal to you behind your back, and they're talking about you to one of your other friends, which is, I wouldn't call it backstabbing, but they may be talking about you, not saying to you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. I wouldn't say it's backstabbing, but I wouldn't say it's disloyalty really, but someone may be talking about you when you're not around because they may care and be concerned about you. But you may also be in a triangle of a romantic nature or heading towards one. If you're thinking of 2-timing your lover, sounds like a lecture from me, but don't do it, because you'll regret it, because you'll lose something very special if you do that, and you'll never ever get it back. So don't deceive people, don't deceive your family, your children, your parents. Try and keep loyal to everyone this week. Most of you are anyway. The water signs amongst you are feeling a bit fidgety in your love affair. Some of you don't feel that you're receiving as much love as you should be. The water signs amongst you, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, may be feeling a bit hurt as well. That may apply to the other water signs. I don't specialise in star signs, but some of you are feeling a bit hurt romantically this week, and you may be tempted to do some hurting back in return. Please don't do that either. You're considering giving something up. There may be confusion at work, and the biggest problem I see for you next week, number 3, is that there could be a loss. Now, losses in psychic readings are usually losses that are avoidable, so keep things safe, keep your car locked, keep your doors locked, don't gamble too much on the horses or anything. Don't overdo it. Don't, I'm afraid, lend people money because you'll lose it. Don't lend them possessions or anything like that. Losses can be avoided. There are occasions when losses are severe. That won't apply to this. This is a general reading, and so don't worry about that. But look after your valuables. Losses in readings such as bereavements are very, very rare, and they're classed as major secrets, and the spirits don't reveal stuff like losses or bereavements or death in psychic readings, and that's Hollywood rubbish. If you see a death in a reading, it may be because there's one expected and you already know about it. These are major secrets. But losses can be avoided. Keep things safe. Don't lose your mobile phone. Watch it doesn't fall out of your pocket. I once dropped my glasses as I got out of the car, unknowingly, then I trod on them. So it can happen. Look out for things, keep things safe. Expect confusion at work, and then at the end of the confusion at work, there will be significant improvement. Once you've cleared all that away, there will be improvement at work. You may be offered a promotion, you may be offered more to do. If you're in business, you may get more orders, more success. It's a good week for business. It's a good week for people who have their eye on someone that they like and love. A lot of you have secret admirers. No, don't ask me who it is, because even you don't know. But there are secret admirers for lots of you this week. Somebody's got the hots for you, as they say. Somebody fancies you, but please don't enter into triangles with your love life. Very important. Make sure you're not being deceived or cheated upon. Also, try and ensure that the in-laws are not causing trouble, or the future in-laws. Lots of these in-laws will cause problems, especially in certain faiths and religions where they don't approve of your partner. Try to deal with that. You can deal with that. If you need a proper psychic reading, go to davidcharlespsychic.com and you can book me there for a thorough private reading from anywhere in the world on the telephone. These readings on here, of course, are free, and I'm doing them every week, God willing, and monthly readings every month. So thank you for joining me, number 3. I've got some lucky numbers for you. And your lucky numbers, number 3, for this week are number 9. And your star lucky number, your main lucky number, is 13, which has come out twice today. 9 and 13. 18 is lucky for you. 41, 45 and 50. But the luckiest number for you, strangely, is 13. These may be numbers that you feel are important. As I said earlier, it may be the number of a house you're thinking of buying. It may be the number of a house you've lived in already, or the one you're in now. But lucky numbers, number 3, are 9, 13, 18, 41, 45 and 50. Use these numbers if you're fluttering on the lottery and that sort of thing. As I always say, don't overdo it with gambling. But summing up number 3, you've got an admirer, lots of you, not all of you. Improvement at work after some initial confusion and turbulence at work. Thoughts about giving things up should be postponed until at least another week. Think about them. Spend the week thinking about it if you're thinking of giving up somebody or some person or some habit. Watch out for losses, keep things safe, and try to be aware if you're in a triangle, a romantic triangle. So thank you, number 3, for listening to that. Please subscribe to my channel, share this with your friends on Facebook and all the other stuff, and click the bell icon, which is up there somewhere or down there somewhere, and you'll receive notification every time I put new videos on here, which is at least once a week. So if you ran on to number 4, you're next. Number 4. Thank you for waiting if you waited. If you run it on, thank you for joining me. Especially welcome to those of you who are lonely or on your own tonight or today. But a special welcome to you, and special welcome to all of my regular subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click like, make some comments below. I'll answer all of them always. I'm shuffling these, number 4. This is one set of tarot cards divided into 4 packs. If you chose number 4, this is for you, and this is from Saturday, the 27th of April, 2019, through 7 days. At the end of next week, I'll put another 7 days on. So here we go. Right, this is a tarot reading, which means it's generalized. It won't apply to everybody. Tarot readings are very famous and renowned all over the world, but they do have their limitations. It's not just all about tarot, it's about crystals, crystal balls, all kinds of things. When you call me for a reading, it's not just tarot readings. But if you want a psychic reading, a proper one, from anywhere in the world, just go to davidcharlespsychic.com. And you can book a reading there with me, and I'll deal with it on the telephone from anywhere on the planet. And I have clients all over the world. Number 4, there are pregnancies in the air, lots of fertility, job offers, pregnancies, new projects, new hobbies, babies being born. I'm sure you know about that. Somebody around you may be having a baby this week. Let me tell you some of the negatives. There is trickery around you and deceit. Someone that's not very old is up to no good, and they're heading in your direction, so watch it. As I always say, if someone knocks the door, flogging things, selling rubbish, don't buy it. Don't buy off dodgy second-hand car dealers. You could be cheated this week. If you feel any threat, then don't buy this week, do it the week after. Excuse me. There is karma in the air for you, number 4, which means you're about to get exactly what you deserve. So if you've been naughty, you're going to pay for it. If you've been good, rewards are coming. I think you've been good in most of your cases, so rewards are coming. But karma, as you know, probably, is threefold. So if you've been bad, you pay 3 times over. If you've been good, you'll be rewarded 3 times over. If anyone's been nasty or spiteful to you on purpose, they will pay 3 times over. It's not negotiable. We all get karma, and that is signified in part by the Judgment card, the Major Arcana card, which means you're going to get some karma. There are messages that some of you are overworking, taking on too much, saying yes to people that you should be saying no to, so try not to. There are signs of a man coming your way, or it could be a woman actually, a man or woman coming your way who is solid. You may know this person, they may be coming to visit you. Solid, reliable, dependable, not into this thing. They don't like psychic stuff because they don't believe in it, but that's their problem. But this person is successful, self-sufficient, maybe on their own, may not be in a partnership. They're heading your way, and it's someone you can trust. It's nice to have that around, because you've also got this deceitful person. So you've got a bit of both this week. Watch out who you trust, but the man who or lady who travels a lot is okay. You'll tell when you see them. They look successful, they look good. They're calm, they're relaxed, and they will do what they say they will do. If they say they'll be there for you, then they will. Karma is coming to anyone that's hurt you. You mustn't overdo it with the work. You're making life much more difficult than it should be, pushing water uphill, I usually say. And there is trickery around, and that can mean that some of you are being tricky, so don't. You'll hear news of babies, births, pregnancies, engagements. You may be going to engagement parties, you may be going to stag parties or hen parties, and you may hear of babies and pregnancies. There is also, for you, number 4, a lump sum of money predicted this week for quite a lot of you. Not all of you, but a lump sum of money is coming, and this lump sum of money must be kept. You must not let it go, as you tend to sometimes, in one hand and out the other. So you're going to need this lump sum of money. It may be something you planned, it may be a loan or something. So be careful with it, look after it, because it's going to be needed. But a lot of you are shining this week. It's a good week. Not much romance in the air. I think you're okay with that. Some of you have been let down. If you have been hurt or let down, it's not a good week for dealing with it. Wait till the following week. It's not a good week for sorting out romance. If you're thinking of contacting someone that's let you down or chasing them, don't do it this week. It's all about timing. Life is all about timing. So be careful if you're in a romantic stick or stuck in a rut. Number 4, you have some lucky numbers, and I'll tell you what they are. Have you got a pen? Maybe you'll need a pen. You can always run this back, of course. Your lucky numbers for this week are 11, 16. Your star lucky number is 28. So think about that. 28 may be relevant to some of you. Then 38 Well, I seem to have had a slight sound problem there, number 4, so I'll give you those lucky numbers again, number 4, and your lucky numbers for this week are 11, 16, 28 is your star number, 38, 46 and 49. That's 11, 16, 28, 38, 46, 49. Remember, 28 is your special number. Thank you everybody for joining me. If you'd like a proper psychic reading or a tarot reading, please go to davidcharlespsychic.com. That's my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and I can read for you from anywhere in the world. Lovely speaking to you all, and I'll see you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.